Welcome back to another episode of the Ryan Tros Podcast. Today I want to run by you a movie script that I thought of at work. Keep my mind occupied from driving brand new cars around all day. Don't have to buy me any cologne because when I get home I smell like a new car. I drove this car today. I had to peel the sticker off the window. Had like 2 miles on it or something. Okay, so a movie script, you read it before it happens, like an actor has to read it or the director. So I don't have the movie, but I have the script in my mind. So by listening to me, it's like reading the script. So, um, the way that I understand the Bible is that the Bible is like condensed soap. Okay. I go to Sam's Wholesale and I buy, it says 3 times the strength of dish detergent. It's very thick, blue liquid, and you don't really do the dishes like that. What I do is I take a smaller bottle and I add half of the water and half the detergent, and then I use that, but you still got to add it to a sink full of water before you use it. So that bottle is condensed, but you can't really use it like that. So when you think of the Bible, to me, it's condensed. It's it's so condensed that you can't even really understand it. So that's why I read Matthew Henry's commentary, which is free online. But basically, it can take one verse and have like a paragraph and explain it, compare it to other verses, things like that. And I've been reading that for like 10 years, and I'm still not even halfway through it. But you learn so much about the Bible and God through the commentary more than if you just read the Bible. I mean, I've read the Bible like 20 times, but I mean, the commentary really points out these things like you would have never realized or figured out on your own. So to me, Matthew Henry's like a Bible genius. But he wrote it in the 1700s. So like he's long passed on. But you're actually reading stuff from 1700s, which is interesting in its own right. So anyway, this script is about the book of Job. So I'm gonna add I'm gonna add my water to the condensed. See, if you if God sat there and described every little thing in the Bible, you couldn't carry it to church. It'd be too big. Like like you carry your Bible to church, but then the preacher adds his water and spreads it all around. You know, says one verse and then preaches about it for 2 hours. So like you need like more descriptive exposition to fully understand the verses. So that's what I'm going to do today. Um, so in Job, you just go to chapter 1. You see that God is talking to the devil. Now, normally people are afraid of the devil. Like, oh, demons and the devil. But when you're like a high level Christian, like if you want, you could just talk. Now, I don't recommend that, but you could talk to the devil and just say, like Jesus when he was tempted, turn this. You've been fasting. You're hungry. Turn this stone into bread and have yourself some food. And Jesus quoted scripture, and it's not like he got all upset, like because he has to talk to the devil. It's just like, okay, I've talked to the devil. So in this particular um day, I guess you call it, let's just pretend God is having a family reunion. So, it says the sons of God appeared, and also with them was the devil. I'm not sure if at that point they're calling them Satan, Lucifer, the devil. I don't know what to call. But let's just imagine God's having a family reunion, barbecuing the ribs, and all the angels are there, and then you know also comes the devil. But you got to remember that the devil was the leader of praise and worship, and he was also the most beautiful angel. So you think, you know, this is how he would come in, right? So pulls in, there's a Lamborghini Diablo, brand new, and uh now from our perspective, we think the devil is being a, a male figure, but actually, an angel is not really male or female. So let's just pretend like there's two. There's a male part of the devil and a female part of the devil, right? So so the Lamborghini Diablo pulls up, and out from one side is, this very handsome guy, somebody like George Clooney or James Dean or, Brad Pitt, whatever. And then on the other side of the Lamborghini, out comes this beautiful woman. Maybe it's Pamela Anderson or Angie Harmon or Angelina Jolie or something like that, right? But it's not just they get out, it's like there's a red carpet, okay? It's like the Oscars, or, you know, and they got commentators commentating on the dress. Oh, that's an original Louis Vuitton made special for this event, right? Low cut at the back, looks absolutely beautiful on her, you know. And then George Clooney, they're like, oh, he's wearing a tweed sport jacket. What do you think? Do you think that's the right choice for this event? Oh yes, I think tweed goes very well with this event. He looks absolutely gorgeous. Well, he's got the Gucci leather patent shoes, and it's just the whole ensemble is just absolutely fabulous. And you know, they get out of the Lambo, and the angels are kind of like, "Oh, Big Brother's here. We haven't seen him in years. Here for the family reunion. Wow, check out his car, man. It's Lamborghini." One angel sticks his foot in there and revs the engine. Boom, boom. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Big Brother knows how to do it. Oh, Lucifer. So, the devil has to play some music, right? He's leader of praise and worship, right? So he's got like Whitney Houston on one side, Elvis Presley on the other, singing a duet. He's got his heart, he's got like Eddie Van Halen, eruption going. Joe Satriani, he's got whammy bar on the heart. It's really getting down. And the Lord's like, man, Satan, that's some good music. You always were the best. I mean, that's wow. Looking good, sounding good. Man, you got it going on. So, God's like, did you have some Universal famous ribs over there? Boston baked beans, some potato salad, huh? Drink you some Heineken Zero beer so you don't get too drunk. I was like, yeah, yeah, I had some. And then God's like, don't tell me you traveled all this way just for my Universal famous ribs. Yeah. I'm thinking maybe you have something you want to talk about. You got something on your mind? And the devil's like, well, now that you mention it, I did have a little something I wanted to discuss with you. And God's like, okay, what are you thinking? What's on your mind? And the devil's like, well, you know, I've been working hard on the earth and getting people to serve me, and I pretty much got this game wrapped up. I've been conferring with my demons and my accountants, and they're telling me that most of the chips are on my side of the table, and you know, the world's full of sin, man. I got it going on. They're breaking every commandment in the book. So really, what I was thinking was, hey, why don't we just stop all the fighting? The time spent. You just concede the earth over to me. I mean, I about got it wrapped up here. And God's like, well, hold on a minute. Let me just think about that. I mean, you made some valid points. Let me just confer with my angels over here, if you don't mind. Well, see, apparently there's a guy down there. His name is what was his name again? Job. Yeah, Job. He's supposedly a fairly decent man, fairly righteous. Have you ever encountered a guy named Job down there? And the devil's like, well, I mean, I do get around, but I mean, yeah, I mean, cross paths with him once or twice. Yeah, I know of him. I know of Job. And the Lord's like, well, I can't just leave, I can't just leave him down there with you. So, we're gonna have to come to some kind of resolution here. Tell you what do you say we make a wager? You say the chips are on your side. So, how about we go double or nothing? Okay? Now, Job has a free will, so I don't have any choice in his decision. That's totally up to him. But here is the wager. If you can get him to curse my name, you can have the whole earth. Lock, stock, and barrel. If he doesn't curse my name, uh, the earth is mine. But double or nothing. So you get two earths, I guess. So another Earth-like planet somewhere else. You can have two. That's the wager. And the devil, he says, well, now, wait a minute. I mean, it's not really fair because you gave him a lot of stuff. He's a wealthy man. He's got land and wives, and children, grandchildren, cattle, servants, big house. It's that you gave him a lot of stuff. And the Lord said, I see your point. I see your point. Yes, yes. It wouldn't be fair to you to have him. Tell you what. I'm gonna let you take all that away from him, and even his health. You can bring them all the way to almost death, close to death as anybody's ever been. And if he curses my name, you get 2 earths. If he doesn't curse my name, I get the earth back. And the devil's like, oh, come on, that's a cakewalk. That's what I do. I'm the great temptator. He has no chance. So, devil goes back to earth and possesses Job's friends. And he says to Job, Job, what did you do? I mean, you must have done something wrong, God, to punish you like this, take away all your stuff, make you sick. You're laying in a ditch, scraping your sores with some pottery shards. What did you do? You committed some sin, didn't you? And Job's like, no, I didn't do nothing, man. Like, oh, come on, fess up. You did something. You murdered somebody or committed adultery. What? Come on, man. Tell the truth. Job's like, no, I don't know why he's doing this. I don't know why he's doing this to me. And the devil, possessing his friend, says, so you mean to tell me that God's punishing you and you didn't do anything wrong? I don't know why. I don't know. Well, that don't sound like a just God to me. That sounds like a bad God. I mean, I would be mad about it if I was you. I mean, if you didn't do anything wrong, and he's got you, took everything away from you, and leaves you're dying from a horrible disease. Man, if I was you, I'd be mad. I would curse his name before I died. This is like I picture Chris Tucker. Like, come on, man. Curse his name. Curse it. Tell him how you feel. Tell him how angry you are, man. You curse him. Curse him. And Joe's laying there. No, I can't curse. I can't. The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. It was all his anyway. I was just watching it. It's fine. It's okay. I won't curse him till till I'm dead. I'll never curse the Lord. And that's when the devil's like, oh, I lost. He lost a bit. Oh. And then later on, God gives Job twice what he had before because the bet was double or nothing. So Job gets double. And here we are. Fast forward to 2026, and I can just imagine a little bird landing on my shoulder, just saying, God put a wager on your marker. And I would be like, really? And then I'd look up at God and I say, really? And then I know what was coming. So, the point of the story is no matter how bad it gets, there's always hope. You could be on your deathbed, you could be taking your last breath, but there's always hope that you could end up back on top of it all. So, anyway, I got to get ready to go to sleep and wake up and go to work again. So it's March 1st, so you guys have a good March. And don't forget to subscribe, maybe send this to your friends. Uh, the link, try to get the subscribers up a little bit higher. And take care. Thanks for watching the Ronnie Trolls podcast.